guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is going to be a little bit of a quick take episode. I wanted to do a quick video on an aftershave that was sent to me from my friend Doug over at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. You guys hear me talking about this house a lot. Doug is really a great guy, and it's not because he sends me stuff or he had me on his round table show. It's just because he's a good guy, and like the reason why I think that wet shaving is ultimately going to prevail in time and become more popular than the 5-blade cartridges and the goo is because there are just people in the community like him and like Chris Bailey and Stallion and all these guys, Rico, guys that are just so into promoting this and so passionate about it, and really it almost seems like profit is secondary, and these are guys that are out there because they love what they found out, that the joys of wet shaving and to improve upon the products and really spread that gospel. And so I just think that they're all great. I think the what goes on in the wet shaving community, those guys have it more together, I think, than a lot of people in the fragrance community, in terms of their networking and just looking out for each other. So just wanted to see that before we get into this. But so Doug had sent me this. As I said, I had done a round table with him and Rico and a few other shaving guys, and one of those guys was a dude named David Gonzalez. I didn't really know of him at the time, but they were talking on the show about, you got to try this fragrance that he came up with, and I knew that he really loved sandalwood, and so I found out a little bit more about him. David also does shaving videos, which I'll link to in the description, but I found out he has a website called So Sharp Limited. And what he does there is he makes really cool shaving related t-shirts that say things like Straight Razor Mafia. They have really cool designs. A long time ago I wanted to start a t-shirt company called Secret Society Couture, and this was really before like Illuminati and Masonry was in vogue, and everybody thought Jay-Z was in the Illuminati. And it was going to be like a series of t-shirts where Richie Rich from the comics was the main character, but all relating to like Mason and Illuminati in the back of the dollar bill and all kinds of shit like that. So I definitely respect the clothing hustle, and I know how hard it is to get runs on t-shirts and to actually have a site and sell those. Like, you got to be a smart dude and have good design skills to do that. So I respect anyone as well that does that. So I later found out that also what David did was this aftershave cologne style scent with Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, sort of the way that I did Maxed Out with 4,160 Tuesdays. David came up with the idea, and Doug at Phoenix executed it for him. And David loves sandalwood, so he came up with Santalum Fumus, and I think that means sandalwood smoke. You can see the bottle here. Santalum Fumus, So Sharp Limited, Aftershave and Cologne by Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. The ingredients are alcohol, sandalwood hydrosol, essential oils, fragrance oils, carrot extract, aloe, glycerin, and alum. And this one is available from the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements site for $25. You've got Australian sandalwood and smoke in this one, but also there is this, as I said, sandalwood hydrosol in this one. And there's also carrot extract, aloe, and alum. And I actually have this one right on my skin right now. And this is a really great fragrance. I definitely get the sandalwood, but what I really like about this one, this take on sandalwood, is that normally or often sandalwood scents can be gourmand sometimes, or they can be sort of the lighter of the wood scents. And I think this is pretty well done and pretty ingenious, because David's concept was to make sandalwood smoky and dark, and I really like that. I've found most aftershaves, not all, so don't kill me on this, but most aftershaves to be light and invigorating, and this to me is a real 180. And sometimes you have to shake shit up. Like you can't just go with what's popular. And I would really like to see a turn in aftershave to some darker scents, and you know, you always see takes on Green Irish Tweed and Aventus. Well, I'd like to see people take on Interlude Man and Black Afghano, and some of my favorite darker scents out there, Ambre Rousse. And I think this is a great step in the first direction. Or it's a great first step in that direction. With that said, you know, it's really tough for me to judge sandalwood scents, because look, I mean, most of you guys who know me from the fragrance world know that to me and to most people in the fragrance game, Richwood by Xerjoff is king shit. Like, it's very hard to fuck with. Xerjoff's Richwood, which uses my source sandalwood, that's a $700 fragrance. So can I say that this is as good as Richwood? Of course not. But at the $25 price point, or even double that, you know, try getting a better sandalwood scent. Would I say that you could just rock this out as a cologne? I don't know. It depends on what you like. This does have a really good lasting power as far as I'm concerned. I happen to like it better as an aftershave personally. And you know, guys out there, it's fine to wear cologne, but you really do need an aftershave. Whatever aftershave you want to use is fine with me. I really don't give a fuck. You could use spaghetti sauce as far as I'm concerned, but you want an aftershave that has good ingredients in it, that's going to tone, that's going to repair any damage you might have done by shaving a layer off your face. And Doug makes great aftershaves, and this collaboration was really well done. I think the scent on this is marvelous. You know, to me, it's a sandalwood, it's a smoky sandalwood, and I think often the best scents are the least complex scents. You just use really good ingredients and you let them shine. It's sort of the philosophy behind Italian cooking, when my friend's mother, who was one of the best, maybe the best Italian cook I've ever met in my life, used to say, once you've hit 3 ingredients in a dish, you already had too many. Now, obviously, that's a little bit of exaggeration, but if you can just get great materials and combine them to make something different and something of a really high quality, then that's the right direction, I think. And so I applaud David for coming up with this. I applaud Doug for executing it. If you're looking for a new aftershave, this is a great place to look. If you're just a fan of sandalwood, this is a great place to look. And again, you know, anytime someone comes up with something and is able to have that executed, like David did and like I did with Maxed Out, you know, you kind of gotta tip your hat to them, because it's not easy to do. You know, it's not easy to convince someone that your vision is worth actually putting out there, and he was able to do that. You know, he's a really passionate guy about wet shaving, David, and I think that you know, people like him for that community are awesome. And so I wanted to put some of you guys in the fragrance game onto this and let you know that I make this point all the time. You see me do a lot of Phoenix artisan videos, and the reason for that is because, and I've said this and I hold to it, is that Phoenix is blurring the line between niche fragrance and aftershave. Like, it's really happening. Doug is really doing it. If you don't believe me, go on his website, pick up an aftershave. They're not that expensive. They're like $20, and let me know what you think. I don't think I'm too far off on that. Maybe you'll disagree and we can have a conversation about it, but I think you got to check them out. Santalum Fumus would be a great first way to do that. If you have any questions on it, I'd be more than happy to try to answer them for you. We have more videos coming up this week. I'm going to do a lot more videos on shaving stuff I've got. And guys, you know what it is. My name is Maximilian, and I'm out.